Morning guys, welcome back to my channel. Back to normality today, no more dramatic videos and all that. Just me on my bike talking shite. So today I'm going out on the S1000XR to give you the review that I promised you in the last video. So I've only had the bike since the 10th of this month, so it's not going to be a in-depth review of the bike and stuff like that, because I don't think you can really give an in-depth review of a bike only owning it for 2 weeks. That also being said, it's not going to be a first ride review either, because obviously I have been riding it for the past couple of weeks. Not as much as I want to, but it's given me a bit of an idea of what I like, what I don't like about it so far. Things that maybe irritate me a little bit, but I mean, generally, to be honest, it's but to be honest, I really like the bike, so it's going to be a little bit biased. I'm not going to find many things wrong with it just yet, but this is why I'm going to do this review today. And then at the end of summer riding season and all that, I'll do another review of the bike after owning it and riding it quite a lot, going on a couple of tours with it and stuff like that. So today is just a very early days review, shall we say. So I'm going to start getting ready. I'm going to jump on the bike, find something to pull over, do a bit of walk around with you, and then we'll go from there. Catch you in a bit. So guys, there she is, my S1000XR. Beaut, if I do say so myself. Obviously this bike isn't completely standard. It's obviously got all the carbon and all that on it, so the standard red S1000 comes with where all the carbon is, it comes with silver, and I didn't particularly like the silver. I had plans of changing that. When I see this one in the showroom, pretty much started drawing over it, and it was pretty much a done deal there and then, if I'm honest. It was it's exactly how I wanted the bike to look. So specs I do know about the bike. Obviously it's 999cc, liquid cooled engine, juice is 165 brake horsepower. I think it's 88 pound-foot of torque, so it's pretty nippy. It's got a 6-speed gearbox, obviously, with a quick shifter and down blipper that works absolutely amazingly. It is perfect. I know I whinged in my my Versus review that the quick shifter was a bit meh. Well, this is spot on. It's quite a high seat. It's sitting around about 840mm. So I mean, I'm 5'10", 32-inch leg, and I am on the balls of my feet with this bike. Unlike the Versus, which is lowered, this is obviously a little bit higher, but it's not actually much of a problem. Generally, if I get my balls of my feet down, I'm quite happy. With this bike, I haven't had any near misses or anything with it so far. So weight of the bike then, it is 226 kilos wet. Once the bike's up on its side, off its side stand, shall I say, you don't find it very heavy at all. I do find it getting off the side stand though. Once it's up, it's absolutely fine, it's perfect. It claims a 200-mile tank range, 20 litres in a tank. I would debate that strongly. I would say more around about the 180 miles, nicely cruising I suppose, but I haven't had long enough to test that really. So obviously, as you can see, it's got a standard BMW brakes, and I've got to be honest, I mean, I have Brembos on my Z1000, but these are phenomenal. Obviously, just like I said earlier, this bike isn't standard from the showroom, if you like. It's obviously got its carbon front mud guard, it's got the carbon down the side. This comes with an aqua exhaust, carbon rear hugger. This has got the Enduro or the M Sport chain, if you like, a bit thicker, a bit more heavy duty. It looks quite nice in gold as well, to be fair. A lot of the reviews I've been looking at when I was looking at buying this bike was people saying about the seat. Obviously, as you can see, the seat is quite sculpted. I mean, I believe this is a comfort seat for it, so it is a little more comfortable than your standard. You do have the concave bit in there. For me, it's actually alright because it actually holds my bum quite nicely. The only way I can describe a seat is if you're in a sports car and it has the bucket seats. Well, kind of imagine it like that, but on a bike. It doesn't suit everybody. Obviously, if you've got a bigger bum, then it probably isn't going to suit you very well. But for me, I actually find it really comfortable, and I like the fact it grabs my bum. Obviously the bike is completely naked at the moment. I have got the panniers and the top box for it as well. I will put a little picture up in the corner there. The reason I went for the genuine BMW top box and panniers, purely because I didn't want any kind of framework or anything hanging down, or basically I'm lazy and I didn't want to add anything to it. I just wanted to be able to just plonk them straight on, and that was it, job done. That being said, they are very expensive. I think for the top box and panniers was about £1,500. I mean, a lot more than I was expecting or wanting to pay, if I'm honest, but I'd already ordered them, and I'm glad I've got them, to be honest. It sort of sets the bike up quite nicely to having aftermarkets, to be honest. It's also got the smoke indicators at the front, at the rear, which I find very strange. As you'll see, it hasn't got a brake light. My brake light is actually in the indicators. This is my brake light, indicator light, and just rear back light. Obviously it doesn't bother me because I don't look at it, but from people who follow me say it's a bit strange seeing it all in one light. It makes the back end look a bit better without the big back brake light and the indicators. It's sort of very nice looking, if I'm honest. I actually prefer it, and it don't bother me. I don't have to look at them, do I? So dashboard wise, I really like this dashboard. Start her up. That looking quite snazzy, isn't it? So obviously this is your normal dashboard. When the bike's warming up, you'll see this red line will be down here somewhere, and as it warms up it gets further and further and further. It just protects the engine from getting damaged from over revving and stuff like that. So you go through your menus, with your switches here, you go through them. You've got the sport mode here, which is just changing your dashboard really to that dashboard. This gives you obviously your lean angle sensors and your max lean angles and all that sort of stuff, and which are below, but looks of it, it resets every time you turn the bike off. Obviously you can have navigation on your phone. I believe the navigation is turn by turn navigation on here. I don't particularly like that, but it's handy to have on the bike. I probably won't ever use that. I mean, I have got a mount for my phone to go there, so I'll be using that more than navigation on the bike. So you go to your vehicle, tells you everything you want to know about the vehicle. I mean, onboard computers, obviously trips and all that sort of stuff. Trip 2 basically. Tyre pressures, telling you how much tyre pressures are. Obviously, as you can see, keyless start button, flick your switch and away you go. The minute you walk away from the bike, pretty much I'd say 5-6 feet away, message comes up on the dashboard saying you can't start the bike. It's the first time I've had a bike without a key. I do kind of miss putting the key in, starting it up and stuff like that, but because it's new and it's something I haven't had before, I quite like it, but I'm sure I'll miss my key at some point. So there you go guys, that is the walk around of the XR. So I think it looks quite pretty. I quite like it. Well, obviously I like it, I bought it. What I'll do now is I'll jump back on the bike and I'll give you a bit of a rundown of what I really like about the bike and what I'm not overly keen on. So guys, welcome back on board. I've actually got a few little errands to run today, so that's why I'm out and about. So I've got my IAM test tomorrow, and it's told me to meet at a place that I've never heard of or never been to before, so this is why I'm out and about. Do this review and have a look at where I'm supposed to meet this guy tomorrow. Ain't got a clue. We'll have a look, see if we can find it. So anyway, back to the bike. Things I like about the bike. Well, obviously it's fast. It is very fast. So apparently it will go down here somewhere. I'll have a look. Oh dear, oh dear. Can't park out there, mate. That's actually the seat. I fit in the seat quite comfortably. I mean, I'm sitting right now, my bum's right against the back of the seat. It is cupping me quite nicely. Everyone likes a bit of cupping. And I find it really comfortable. What it'd be like on a long journey, I'm not 100% sure, but that'll be seen when I do my tours on it and stuff like that, so I can let you know what it's like on a long journey. Cruise control on this bike, really easy to use. You flick it over, comes on the dashboard, set your speed and away you go. Oh god, this road. That does bring me on to the modes of the bike actually. It's got 4 rider modes. It's got rain mode, road mode, which I'm in at the moment, dynamic, and dynamic pro. Now I generally ride it quite a lot in road mode because the roads are pretty naff around here. It does soften the suspension up a little bit, but other than that I haven't really noticed a major difference. What else it does? Dynamic, all the suspension gets stiffened up. It's definitely more of a sports bike when it's in dynamic. I mean, if I'm honest, if I'm going to sit here and list all the things I like about it, it's going to be a very, very long video. So I think I'm better off just telling you the things that currently what I don't like about the bike. When it's on its side, I just feel the side stand is probably a little bit too short for the bike, so trying to get it off the side stand is quite, it's not difficult, but you feel the weight of the bike. It'd be nice if it had a slightly longer side stand. Another thing I'm not over keen on is it's actually quite difficult to get it into neutral. Well, it's not difficult, it's just a pain in the backside. The amount of times I've tried to put it into neutral, sitting at traffic lights or getting home, you end up flicking between first and second gear trying to find neutral. It's a bit of a pain in the arse, to be honest. I presume we'll turn left here, I don't know. Another thing I'm not overly keen about on the bike is the sound of the engine. I mean, obviously my Versus and my Z were quite deep rumbling sounds when you started them up, especially the Z. But I find with this it's very much a raspy sound, which I presume it's just, I'm just not used to that sort of sound of a bike, so I'll get used to it. But currently I'm not overly keen on the sound of it. I mean, don't get me wrong, when you get it rolled in and you get up to about 4,000 or 5,000 RPM, the induction noise kicks in and the sound of it is phenomenal. But yeah, I mean, just starting the bike up, it sounds a bit, I don't know, rattly, maybe that's the word, I don't really know. So I'm meeting him somewhere here. Tea shop, stores, post office, it's in there. Right, I know, I'm fine. I know where I'm going. Obviously the bike comes with a aqua exhaust. Now, I had aqua on my first Z that I had. I didn't think they were very good. And the same goes for this bike. It's got an aqua exhaust on it, and it hasn't even got a baffle in it. Again, I just feel it's a bit lame. It's the mirrors. Now, I know mirrors are a bit of a bone of contention for a lot of people, and these are no different, if I'm honest. I mean, they vibrate quite a lot, and you can't see a great deal out of them. I mean, I can't see a lot out of them now, because I mean, as you probably, I don't know if you can see, most of my, well, half of the mirror is covered by my arm. That one, well, pretty much the same thing. So they're not brilliant. This bike is so easy to ride though. It's so flickable. Reluctant to buy fuel from BP station, especially where the prices are so high, and seeing that BP made its massive profit on the back of this fuel crisis. But what was I just saying about how much they charge for fuel at BP stations? Look at that, 17.2 litres, 30 quid. What is going on? Well, that was expensive pit stop, wasn't it? Regular unleaded, 171.9. Cool. Yeah, I do like this bike quite a lot, if I'm honest. One thing people do say about this bike on reviews is it hasn't really got anything below sort of 4,000 RPM, and I would agree with that. I mean, everything seems to be after sort of 5,000 you get the most out of it, and it just keeps pulling and pulling after that. But before that, yeah, it's quite sedate. But then that's just the nature of inline fours, I think. I'm used to that, so it didn't really bother me. Although this bike is really fun to play about with. It's actually quite a nice bike just to cruise along on as well. I say, I mean, it does everything you want. You can have your mad half hour, but you can also just cruise along, mind your own business, chilling out, cruise control on, like 59 miles an hour, quite happily, 6th gear, and I'm loving it. So if you're in the market for a sports tourer where you can have your fun, but quite comfortably go on a decent journey on it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I haven't done a full journey on it yet. I mean, I've been on the bike a couple of hours and I'm not uncomfortable by any means. But yeah, if you're looking for a bike that can pretty much do it all, then the S1000XR is 100% a bike to be looking at. The one review I did see on YouTube about this bike when I was looking into it, someone said the best way to describe this bike is, imagine someone's put a BMW GS in a room with an S1000RR and 9 months later this is what come out of it. I'm pretty sure that's the best analogy you can come up with for this bike. Yes, it's not as comfortable as a GS. It hasn't got the grunt low down as a GS, and it probably isn't out and out as fast as an S1000RR. But if you want a mixture of the both, this bike is the way to go. How we doing? Bloody hell, a Harley rider nodding back. That's a first. Well, it's a first for me anyway. Generally Harley riders don't nod back to anything but other Harleys. I've just realised I've pretty much bought my Insta360 for a ride because I haven't turned it on once. Well, sorry about that, but I forgot. I don't know how I forgot, it's sitting right in front of me, but there you go. So anyway guys, I've got a few errands to run, so I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you liked the video. I mean, it wasn't an in-depth review. If there's anything you want to know about it, please then bung it into the comments, and I will try and answer the questions. The end of the season I will do a more in-depth review after owning it for a good 6 or 7 months, I suppose. So yeah, please by all means subscribe to the channel guys. There'll be plenty more videos coming, my new pride and joy. So for the next video I'll decide that I'll give you a bit of an insight into why I decided to get rid of my Versys and my Z1000. Find out why I decided to get rid of them two bikes. Please subscribe, hit that bell notification. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Put in the comments as well what you think I made the right choice or not. Obviously I will be slightly biased to the fact that I actually prefer this bike, but it'd be interesting to know what you think. Anyway guys, thanks very much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Catch you later. Morning guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you enjoyed the last couple of videos done. Phone's ringing. Obviously I only had the bike from the 10th this month. Oh, phone's ringing again. That also be it's quite a high seat. See, Tesco's in Norwich for petrol is only 165. Was fucking raped. See, even in the centre of Tesco's is cheaper. Sorry, even in the centre of fucking Norwich is cheaper.